Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar.
Hi.
Hi. I think let's just give a few minutes for more people to join. But
Mhm.
I'm glad you guys are here to join our webinar. And this is like one of the most important features we released this year. And we are really proud of it. And the architect, the guy who did this, is right here. So any questions you guys have regarding AI agent, please ask in the chat. Oh, hi, Arthur. Hi from Poland. Hi, wow. Thank you for waking up so early for this. Actually, I don't know what exact time right now, but I assume it's morning. Okay, let's
Yeah, it'll
see.
be it'll be interesting to see where everyone is from as well. Like if you could put your countries in there. Like, hi
Oh,
from Malaysia.
well, there's Teresa from Ghana. Oh, okay. All right. Wow. Okay. Thanks, Paul. Oh, well, Mexico, this 1 a.m. Dang, Ben. Okay, let me see. What time is it? Let's just give 2 more minutes and we'll
I
start.
see. Oh wow, based in working in Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. It's quite a few places. Ukraine as well. Wow, we got people from all over the place.
Nice. Right. Okay.
Oh, I like New Zealand. New Zealand is visited the place like 15 years ago.
Hi,
Quite a
Khaled. Welcome back. Well, oh, get to there. Hi from Hong Kong. Okay. Hi, Alex. Hi, Sharadam.
from UK as
Malaysia
well.
and UK. Dang. Hope the timing is not too bad for you guys. Okay. Let me see. Shall we start soon? Give 1 more minute
Yep.
and I think we can start. Oh,
31.
7 a.m. in Ghana. Well, thank you for joining, Teresa. And especially, who is it? Ben? Well, 1 a.m. in Mexico. Alright. Okay, we'll start in 1 more minute. Once it's 3:03, we can start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hope you guys excited for this webinar, AI agent.
Yeah, AI definitely, the AI hype is still there. So,
Hello, Irene. Hi, awesome. Okay, 3:03. I think we can start now. Welcome everyone to our AI agent webinar. So today we're going to teach you guys how to use AI agents to qualify leads and prioritize serious buyers. So primarily we'll be talking about lead qualification, but we are also going to discuss about basically how AI agent works and how to set up. And you guys can of course test the AI agent. All right, I think here I'm going to hand over to Wilson, our architect behind the AI agent feature. He's a core product lead, and he lives and breathes AI agent and AI. So any questions you guys have, feel free to just put into the chat. And at the end of it, for example, if you have any questions, we will have a Q&A, and your questions will be up screen. So make sure you put into the chat so that everyone knows we can see each other's questions as well. Okay, let me hand over to Wilson.
yes. Hi, everyone. So I'm Wilson, product manager here in Respond.io. And I mainly look at our AI features and also overall product feature to serve you better, right? So a little bit about the agenda today, right? We'll be going through our newest next gen AI feature where an AI agent utilizes true agentic nature of AI agent that can help you convert customers, resolve inquiries, and overall make happier customers with a lower resolution time and 24-hour support. So we'll start with a bit of introduction to this feature itself, and we'll also provide a test demo AI agent that you can talk to and try it out yourself. Next, I'll run through how an AI agent use case could look like, especially when it comes to lead qualification. And after that, I'll go through AI agent's capabilities in details within the platform. Then finally, I'll walk through how you can set up your AI agent briefly and easily within the platform as well. Okay, so here's what everyone is waiting for. We've prepared a very simple AI agent for you to try out. You can scan the QR code here to talk to an AI agent for a fictional, right? Take note that it's fictional. It's a fictional automotive company, and this is on Telegram. So if you don't have Telegram, you can simply download it off from any mobile devices that you have on Google Play Store, on Apple Store as well. I think it's called Apple Store. Um, so yeah, but take note that an AI agent requires a real intention-based customers. So here, I have a contact persona for you to play as well. Um, so you're playing as a customer from Malaysia, and your intent is to explore, compare cars, and also book a car viewing with this fictional automotive company. But of course, if you spam the AI agent or has ill intent, AI agent will not handle you as a serious contact, right? We do have some instructions in place. For example, if you spam the contact, we do also have an instruction with the AI agent to do something. And in this case, within the workspace that I've set up, is that AI agent will actually tag you as like a spam customer. But yeah, so if you're ill intent, AI agent will not handle you as a serious contact. And again, this is a totally fictional business. So do take its facts and recommendations lightly. It is purely for demo purpose. All right. I'll give a bit of time for you guys to scan this QR code, or you can also click on the link below, or sorry, not below, but in the chat to access the Telegram link as well. Let me just quickly look at how many. Oh wow, I can see a lot of people starting to chat now. So wait, so hold on, let me show this for a bit. So this is, this is something cool on my site. I share a lot of passion when it comes to AI agent, right? And you see, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here doing my webinar, and people are already flooding in talking about, hey, I'm already qualifying leads, right? And that's the power of AI agent within our platform. Okay, so yeah, just showing a bit of some cool stuff. Okay, so I'll move on to the next slide. While you're trying out the AI agent that we prepared here, let's go through how an AI agent can qualify leads, right? So it can qualify leads like this. We can instruct an AI agent to collect customer information automatically. For example, I'm sure you've been talking to an AI agent, and I'm asking for budget. I'm asking for the color preference. I'm asking for a few details like your phone number, so on and so forth, right? And I can qualify like this, right? If your budget is over a certain number or below a certain number, then it's qualified or unqualified. Or if your location is not in Malaysia or not close to my store, it is also considered unqualified as well. But of course, best case if those two information meet, right? So this results in lesser wastage because I totally let AI agent to handle this, right? Since AI agent can handle this repetitive task of gathering these information by itself. And at the end of the day, whenever a customer is qualified or unqualified, because our agent plays very well within our platform, I can tag these not tag, but I can change the lifecycle stages of these customers to certain stages. So then, when I pass the sales team, or when I come back and look at the performance of my conversion, I can exactly see how AI agent is performing. Okay. So now let's talk about a little bit about the AI agent that we provided just now as a demo, right? In the demo, I only want to proceed with customers who live in Malaysia and also who provided a budget. After all, I can't really sell a car from a business from Malaysia to someone in America, right? That's a little bit difficult. I'm sure that's possible. It's just very difficult on our side. Also, if you don't have a budget, then it's difficult for us to recommend a car, right? So if both are missing, I instructed AI to disqualify a customer. Then once a customer is qualified, I'll actually assign to sales team, right? So sales team can handle any follow-ups, following up to an actual sale, right? But if unqualified, I'll actually keep the customer with the AI agent. So let's say the customer has any questions about any other cars, even though the customer is not really looking to buy, but the customer is just comparing cars and whatnot, they would still have a great time talking to our AI agent, asking about other cars and comparing other car information as well, right? Again, just a reminder that these logics, especially the AI agent I shared just now, are purely fictional, and it can be catered to any logics that you might have. Right. So you might have a question. Also, I do see that question, Sam. So I'll answer that later on. But do keep the questions coming. We'll have a Q&A sessions at the end of this webinar. So you might have a question about what can AI agents exactly do within our platform. So of course, if you are familiar with Respond.io, there's a few things that you can do, or there's a few things that AI agent can do. For example, close conversation, update lifecycle, contact fields, so on and so forth. So we made sure AI agent has access to all of these actions as well, right? In this case, we've enabled AI agents to update contact fields and update lifecycle stages, because, like I mentioned just now, the AI agent that I built can exactly collect your information such as budget, color preference, so on and so forth, and save them, right? And if qualified, unqualified, or even if you're a spam, I also instructed AI to update lifecycle stages to certain lifecycle stages, so I can manage those conversions for my site. Now, something interesting about our AI agent is that AI agent can also process images and PDFs from the customer. So imagine in the automotive industry or the automotive company that I created the AI agent for. Imagine if you send in a car such as a Mazda, MX-5, right? Or the color of a car that you sent through an image, right? AI agent can exactly see the color of those cars or see the brand of those cars to exactly know what kind of car you're looking for and recommend any cars from there that is similar or the same, right? And of course, provide a price as well. Okay. Next, you can also send in any PDFs that you have as a customer. For example, any invoices, any data extraction from those PDFs, and AI can exactly get them as well from these. Then our AI agent also has access to, if you remember, on the platform, you can also assign to any other humans or any other agents in other teams, right? And this is exactly what we enable AI agent to do. Is whenever there's any issues, or the customer is not comfortable talking to an AI and wants to talk to human, AI can be instructed to assign to other people as well, right? A common use case that we've seen is that if AI doesn't have the specific information, then a lot of use cases that I've seen before is that people want AI to assign to another human whenever knowledge source doesn't have certain information, right? So that's a very common use case. That's why we enabled these actions as well. And finally, of course, our platform, it's all about conversations, right? So you can easily close a conversation, and especially after resolutions. And that is also what we enabled AI agent to do. So fun fact, our AI agent cannot just close conversation, but also select a closing note and provide a brief summary of the conversation. So that's the power of AI agent right now in our platform. And what I mentioned was specific actions here, like for example, contact fields, assign humans, so on and so forth. But with AI agent, especially the instructions that I'll talk about later, is that you can instruct AI to do specifically, for example, assign to human and then close conversation, right? Read information from text from images or PDFs, and then save those information to the contact fields that you have, right? So we call this orchestration, right? But that's exactly what you can do with the instruction, right? So now that I've talked about the capabilities of AI agent, I want to talk about very simply how you can set up AI agent within Respond.io. So if you have never set up an AI agent before, here's one entry point that you can do is on inbox module, we always show a create AI agent button on the left navigation bar. You can also access this button when you are assigning to people, right? So you can see create AI agent there as well in purple, right? And what we've done for AI agent is that it has a module by itself on the very, very left side. You can see this the happy face with a bling thingy on the top right, right? So that's the AI agent module. So if you click on create AI agent, you'll be taken to the AI agent module where you can either create an AI agent through our pre-built template. Now, these pre-built templates are very, very simple AI agents, right? It's just simple sales agent, simple receptionist, so on and so forth. The instructions there are just base prompts to get you started, right? So you can always use them to start off. Or you can also create one from scratch, especially if you are well accustomed to create prompts or to write up prompts for an AI agent. So once you use a template here, one important thing, and the example here is using a sales agent, and you can exactly see what this sales agent can do, right? We have some descriptions here of what it can do, some setup tips, and also the actions that this sales agent can take. But one very, very important thing that I have to emphasize is that you see, if you see the add AI knowledge source here, right? One very important thing is, for example, if you hire someone, right? If you hire a new employee to your business, you definitely want to tell the employee about the basics or the processes within your company, right? For example, for the case of the automotive company that I created fictionally, right, for the AI agent just now. Of course, I need to tell the employee, hey, how our loan processes look like, how our booking processes look like, where our showrooms are, so on and so forth. So exactly this is why we need to give AI agent a knowledge source, right? We can't really expect AI agent to know everything. AI is very capable. It knows most of the things, but there are specific information of your company that AI agent doesn't have that you have to that you have to write in a knowledge source and upload to the AI agent, right? So this part is very important. Why? Is because we want to prevent as many or as much hallucinations as possible, right? So if you ground your AI agent to a knowledge source, giving it all the details, we you can reduce hallucinations even up to zero. Okay, and on the right side here, we do have a test AI agent feature as well. So whenever you made any prompt changes, especially in the config screen, if you make any changes to your prompts, which I'll show later, you can test out your AI agent directly, right? So we make sure that uh, configuring an AI agent is as easy as possible, and you can mimic the conversations flow with that AI agent directly whenever there are any changes. Okay, so let's talk about the knowledge sources, like I mentioned just now. Knowledge sources, again, are super important to AI agent, right? And I've also given the example of if you hire someone, you have to tell them the specifics of your company so that that person or that agent can answer customers accurately and with the information that they are looking for. So AI agent needs this exactly as well. Some examples is product FAQs, right? Company SOPs, like I mentioned just now, and make sure that these knowledge sources are clear, concise, in a certain language, and you can always tweak it anyhow or in any form that you want. For example, if you've seen hallucination points of a certain information, remember to always tweak your knowledge source because it's also a living document. You have to tweak your knowledge sources based on those occurrence or any updated information as well. Okay. Okay. So now let's talk about how to write an effective AI agent prompt. So first of all, what we always tell people is that you have to use canonical terms. And what this means is that, remember just now I talked about the actions that AI agent has access to. For example, update contact field. update lifecycle, close conversation, and also assign to teams or to users, right? So that's the canonical terms that I'm talking about. Update contact field, update lifecycle, assign to, so on and so forth. So when you are writing a prompt, you can use all these small terms, close conversation, stuff like that, and then add the exact name that you want these actions to be taken with. For example, remember the AI agent that I provided just now? I asked for budget, right? And within my instructions, I have this exact instruction, which is to update budget to something. And that's the exact instructions that is clear, concise, and easy for AI to understand. And because we provide all these canonical terms, for example, close conversation, right? It's very easy for AI to take this action and what to do with the actions, right? So, for example, again, I'll just give one last example. I'm giving a lot of examples, I know. You want to close a conversation, select a closing note. So all these are terms that we use very closely in the platform itself. Closing notes, summary, so on and so forth. So the close conversation example just now, close the conversation if the customer has no more questions with closing note, something that you use, and generate a summary. So all this one sentence itself, right? It has the action, it has when to carry out the action, what to do with that action, which is the closing note, choose a certain closing note, and what to do after that, which is the summary as well. So this one sentence is very clear, concise, and it uses all the canonical terms that AI agent knows about, right? Second is make sure your structure is also clear, right? You can just you can't just dump, actually you can't just dump all the instructions just like that, like, oh, I want you to do this, do that, so on and so forth, right? It's best if you structure your instructions clearly. Now I'll talk a little bit about, hold on, it's starting to rain soon, so it's a bit dark. Sorry. So like I mentioned just now, it's better that you structure your instructions clearly. So if you use the optimize button within our platform, let me just show you what that looks like. And then if you go to AI agent, okay, so we do have an optimize button here. And what this optimize button here does is that it will structure your prompts so that it's easily understood by AI agent. And the structure that you can see here is context, role and communication style, hallucination guardrail, so on and so forth. I put them into headings and point forms so that, especially if you use a optimize button, so that it's very easy for AI to understand and to look at those instructions clearly and structurally. Okay. And then you should keep your language as clean as possible, as simple as possible as well. And like I mentioned just now, it's a very concise instruction, right? Close the conversation when something happens and then do this and that, right? It's a very simple one. We want to make sure AI is not confused and it's taking up, conflicted information, right? So make sure to be clear about your instructions and also be clear about the capabilities you want AI to have. Another example is, let's say, I have the actions below, right? And then let me just show quickly. I have the actions below. So you have instruction fields, right? Like I mentioned just now. And actions below are close conversation, assigned to agents, so on and so forth. So you need to be clear about what capabilities it has, because let's say I have an information or I have an instruction to close a conversation here, for example, but I turn this off, right? So AI is like, oh, you want me to close the conversation? Oh, but I don't have access to this action, then I won't do it, right? So we need to be clear about what capabilities that you want AI agent to have. And then finally, once you have a good structure, you have good writing of instructions, you have good canonical terms mentioned, make sure that you organize your flows correctly. For example, step one, with the using the AI agent demo that I have just now, step one, collect your ask where you are from, right? And if you're from Malaysia, proceed. If you're not, I'm going to tell you that we only operate in Malaysia. But if you have any questions about cars and informations that you want, I can still answer that, right? But step one is to ask where you're from. And if it's still in Malaysia, then I'll collect your budget. Step two, collect your budget, save it. Step three, if I'm not wrong, ask for your favorite color or the color of the car, the preference, and then save it. Step four, I think, is your phone number. And then step five is your booking date and booking time. So it's a step-by-step process. And the reason why we do this is also that if you ask any other questions, like suddenly say that, oh, actually, I want to know about, the Mercedes Benz or like the new cars that are coming out. Can you tell me more about them? You can always tell AI to, okay, if you can answer all these questions, but remember to follow the steps that I've given you, right? And then go back to it, right? So it has a certain flow and certain scenarios. For example, what I mentioned just now, if it's hallucinating, for that scenario, assign to someone else. If you answered certain things, but still go back to the flow that you have, it's by step basis, right? So I know it's a little bit complicated. It does take some time to understand how this works, but I'm pretty sure, hopefully, this webinar can help you understand a little bit more. So with the example that I showed just now, here's the best practice of structuring your prompts, right? Give it a context. And what this context is you tell that AI agent who is it speaking to, right? Who is it working for? What do you identify yourself as? Like, for example, your name is Bob or whatever, that kind of thing, right? Give it context. Give context to that AI agent, what it's supposed to do, and its own identity, right? Role and communication. It's the same as the what is supposed to do part, but this is specific to the AI agent's role. For example, some AI agents are specified to be a customer support agent, some are specified to be sales agent, and some are specified to just be a receptionist. And these are the templates that we have, or the pre-built AI agent template that we have within the platform, right? Give it a communication style, because let's say you want your AI agent to be concise, to talk in like very short forms, or to be long-winded as well. It's totally up to you. As long as there's a communication style specified, that's good enough, right? Give it a flow structure as well, like I mentioned just now. And from here, as you can see, greetings, there's a top level flow that it can always fall back to. The top level flow is, for example, step one, greetings. Step two, country verification, customer qualification. Exactly the demo, like the demo AI agent that I have just now, right? At the end of the day, the objective is to qualify a lead, right? And how to qualify, I have it here, is that if they confirm date and time of viewing, then mark them as qualified and assign them to sales team for follow-up. So there is a flow here that is very important for AI to follow. Now, one more thing I encourage everyone to do is to also give AI agents some boundaries, right? For example, I want to make sure AI agent doesn't hallucinate. It doesn't give out fictional bank account numbers. It doesn't give out fictional locations, so on and so forth, right? All these boundaries, make sure you have them, in your prompts, so AI agent knows what to do and knows what not to do. So one advice is that prompts are always changing, right? Whenever my advice is to always iterate your prompts as much as possible. Whenever you see any hallucination points, or whenever you see AI agent doing something that you wouldn't want the AI agent to do, always go back to the prompts and tweak it from there. Okay. It does take some time, but I promise you, when it just gets better from here. Okay, so once you have all that set up, let me show you what we have from just now. Okay, so let's go to context. Wow, there's a lot of you guys who talked to the AI agent just now. iPhone orange, purple or baby blue. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. So yeah, seems like I did get some information from you guys just now with a bit of budget, and wow, there's a 1 million ringgit budget here. Um, so yeah, I think it was talking to it's talking to a lot of people, right? So what I'm trying to showcase here is that AI agent can talk to as many people as possible. Okay, but how do you monitor that, right? So we have a reports module, and what we did here was that we did make sure that to include AI agents as well into the filters. For example, closed by user or AI agent. Sorry. And for example, responses. If I go to filter, closed by user or AI agent, and click that AI agent, it will exactly show my response time. Of course, it's all within 30 seconds. Nothing much from for now, but I can exactly see those data in here as long as I have my AI agent running, right? So if it's closed, let's see if it's closing any conversations just now. Oh, it's 2. Interesting. Then I can exactly see the information here, like average response time, 13 seconds, and the summary, and also the conversation category that it was going through as well. So we made sure that AI agent go very well with our reports here to make sure that you have full view of how this AI agent is responding, and the metrics that this AI agent is responding as well. So it plays very well with Lifecycle as well. Let me see if I have any information here. Oh, no, sorry. But yeah, it plays, oh, there it is. It plays with Lifecycle as well. So for example, if you are converting customers through an AI agent from one stage to another, this is where exactly I can see my Lifecycle performance when AI agent is going through the conversion process. Okay, so yeah, again, let me know if you have any questions. Let's see if there's anything else. And we always have all these information out there, right? Getting started with AI agent, how to write an effective AI agent prompt using AI actions. And I have an example prompt here as well for you guys to have access to the demo AI agent that I showcased just now. Okay.
Maybe you can click on it and show them what
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Give me a second. Can I just click on this button? No, cannot.
Yeah, you can. Oh no, you cannot.
Yeah, I can't. Give me a second. I do have it open somewhere. I have way too many things. Ah, there it is. Okay, let me just show my screen. Sorry about that. Okay, and then present, share screen. And there you go. Yeah. I mean, it's all just text, right? Because AI agent is all about prompts. But in that particular document, you can see instructions, right? Then you will also see the actions as well. And how to use this is like this, right? You copy all of these, especially after the headings and before the next heading, right? These instructions are exactly what you see in the platform itself. Let me go back to the platform itself and share this screen. Yeah, as you saw just now, there's the instruction field and also all the instructions for the actions here as well. So what you can do is just copy paste all the prompts from there into here to use it as a base prompt. Now the prompt that I provided, the example prompt, again is for a fictional company. It's for a fictional AI agent, right? So but the logics are still there, so you can always use the logics to anything that you want. All right. And that's all from my side.
Okay, I think we can start the Q&A. All right. Let me just see what questions do we have. Okay. Anyone else has questions, please don't hesitate to ask as well, and we'll go through them one by one. Okay, Sam here has a question. What determines the speed of responses? I've deployed a few agents and the responses time varies from 10 to 60 seconds.
I can answer that. So, one thing that we've seen that determines the speed a lot is the model, right? Nowadays, higher response time correlates to the intelligence of the AI, right? It's something like humans, right? If the person is really smart, it requires more thinking just to think of something that's very, very concise, or very um very a smart answer, right? I'm sure you've used AI agent, and if you use thinking or pro model, right, it sometimes think up to 1 minute, and if you use pro model, it sometimes think up to 10 minutes. And the response times that we're looking for is within 10 seconds, right? The more advanced model it is, the longer the response time. But we do try to aim within 10 minutes all the time, unless it has any actions that it takes. For example, if you're an AI agent, if you have an AI agent during that time that closes a conversation, or collects or updates a certain contact field, it does take a bit longer because it needs to form the API response, and also um, the payload, and also get the API response as well. So it also depends on that, right? The actions. So two things: the model, the bigger it is, a bit longer it is, but it's just a few seconds difference. And then the second is the more things it has to do, the longer it will take. So yeah.
Hope that answers your question, Sam.
Mhm.
Okay, next question from Layman. How can we realize what we do actually? I use AI for building workflow. I just want to realize what I do and just everything by myself. We don't quite understand your question here, to be honest. Layman, could you like clarify it a bit more?
Actually, I use AI for building workflow. I just want to realize what I do and just do everything myself.
Is it
Yeah.
trying to differentiate like what conversations or context responses are being answered by AI and by humans, or what is triggered by workflows? Could you like expand and give context even? That will better help us knowing what you want. All right. Next, Alex, does the AI agent have access to web for information? Yes, they do, right?
We do, but it's a crawler type of access, right? So I'm sure you've also used ChatGPT before, and there is a web search option, right? So the web search option is it will do the search on the spot to go to a specific link that you provided or you ask it to go through, okay, and then it will do that search. But on our platform, what we do is we have a knowledge source, right? And that knowledge source, you can provide it a link, and it can train information based on information within that link, but it trains based on that time, that time itself when you train it. For example, it will crawl information from that website at that specific moment, and then use that information for a specific AI agent. It's not dynamic in a way. It doesn't do web search on the spot. So you can only crawl the information through the knowledge source setting within the platform. So
So
it doesn't have access to the web at, at the specific time, if you get what I mean.
I see. So does that mean whenever some person updates the website, as a big changes, of course, we need to re-input the website to the knowledge sources for the AI agent again.
Yes, and we've done this very easily. There's a resync button, right? There's a resync button that you can press and just, excuse me, and just retrain the AI agent to crawl through the website again within the knowledge source module.
Yeah. Hope that answers your question. And Alex says, follow up, or restricted to the knowledge sources. Can we restrict it to just the knowledge sources and not go to other sources?
Yes, so that's exactly why I mentioned about boundaries, right? Boundaries you can exactly mention for any factual information that you need or any factual questions that you receive. Always, always, always refer to knowledge source information only, right? And the reason why is we do see sometimes people want AI to answer exactly what I have for example, the demo AI agent that I have. I didn't say in knowledge source, I didn't say that we don't have Mazda cars, right? But I want to keep the customer going. I want to keep the customer conversing with my AI agent, even though I didn't say that Mazda cars, we don't have Mazda cars, and maybe we don't have Mazda cars, but I still want to keep the customer interested, right? So I can tell AI agent to provide any recommendation. So that's the keyword, recommendation, right? So that it is not restricted to knowledge source only. Okay, but if you want to, you can always include this boundary that you're only restricted to information within our knowledge source only, no matter what. So yeah.
All right. Okay, next. F. Can the knowledge source be a website? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but a reminder, if you ever change your website, adding new content and everything, please resync your AI agent's knowledge source so that it updates to the latest information as well.
Mhm.
Next, again, follow-up question. What external software behind are you using?
External software? You mean like
What
model?
What do you mean? F, could you um, clarify what exactly you mean by external software? Yep.
I can see this in two types. One is the model. Definitely on our site we are using OpenAI, and one thing you need to know is we're using the latest model. So don't worry, it is definitely one of the best. And other than that, we're not really using any other external software. It's proprietary to to Respond.io when it comes to our AI agent. So yeah, only the model is using OpenAI. So
Hope that
and it's
answers
the
your
latest
question.
model.
Yes, latest model. Hopefully that
Yep.
answers your question, F. But if not, please ask a follow-up question. All right, Alex, can we have more than 5,000 characters for the prompts, please?
Stay tuned for that. Yeah, we received this feedback many times, so we're definitely considering this one. So don't worry.
But generally, Wilson, would a longer prompt make the AI agent hallucinate more, or there's guardrails against that? Could you share more
No,
about that?
that's a very good question, right? So if one of the reason why we limit it to 5,000 right now is because the more instructions that you have, definitely the more hallucinative it can get, right? Because I mean, obviously, for example, if you write a long essay to another employee, right, the employee needs to extract all the instructions that you have inside, so on and so forth. It's exactly the same as AI agents. Sometimes too much information is bad, right? Sometimes too much instruction is also bad, right? So yes, it does. There is a chance that it does get a bit more hallucinative based on your writing, but it works both ways. The more characters that you have, you can also write up a bit more instructions so that AI can also follow it more closely, as long as you follow the best practices that we talked about just now, which is always have a top level flow, structure it clearly, use clear and concise language, so on and so forth. So it can work more than 5,000. It can work, and that's why we're considering it, right? That's why we're considering it.
Mm,
So yeah.
yeah. All right. So, also, does having a longer prompt also makes the AI agent's response longer because there's so many instructions they need to figure out, process?
That's also a very good question. Yes. Yes, it does. Like I mentioned just now, models, we're using the latest model, and the more it thinks, the longer it takes to respond, right? But we understand how how some businesses have, they themselves has also a long process when it comes to handling customers and whatnot. So I understand that more character limit is definitely possible, but just take note of that is the hallucinative behavior, and also the response time could take a bit longer. However, taking a bit longer is not that long. It's probably maybe 1 or 2 seconds more, right? But it adds up. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Question, Yusuf, can we connect tools to AI agent?
Very good question, Yusuf. And not for now. However, there is a workaround that you can do using contact fields to use workflows. But I can tell you very confidently, this is definitely something that we are considering right now.
All right.
So yeah.
So Yusuf, if you have any questions regarding this workaround, you can ask our support as well. I think they can help you figure out a solution to that if you want to
Yeah.
use the AI agent to a specific source.
Yeah. Also, we have a. Do we provide? Sorry, Tyler. Do we provide Kenny requests link within our?
Yeah, I can share the link as well. Mhm.
Yeah. So we do have a feedback platform, right? If you want any kind of feature or you have any ask for the features within the platform, you can go to a specific website and also request features from there. Because we want to know one thing: what tools do you want this AI agent to have? That's something that we like to know, because there are many tools out there, and if we could narrow down to something that you use a lot, then that would be great as well.
Yep, we just
Mhm.
shared it in the chat. So Yusuf, you can add your request there, or you can also ask our support team uh, directly. Is there a workaround or temporarily while we consider connecting tools to AI agent? All right, next, Ahmed from IT. Live example, please, for voice AI.
Like example, please for voice. Okay, coming soon.
This is coming out. Yes, yes.
Yeah, but just a note. We're trying to get AI agent right, and I mean it was released 1.5 months ago, so understand it is a very exciting feature. So we're trying to make sure to cater to all of these feature requests quickly. So yeah.
All right. Next, Khaled. In case I put a condition under the close conversation action, why it's added in instructions too?
So that's a very good question as well. I It's also part of our it's also part of our best practice, and I like to always give advice like this. If you want AI, excuse me, if you want AI to orchestrate, for example, if the customer is unqualified, update lifecycle to unqualified, then close the conversation, then update contact field, so on and so forth. This is a kind of orchestrated step by step. In one single step, do all of these things at once. If you have this kind of instruction, you can put it on top. But if you have an instruction that is scenario based for that specific action, you can put it below. All of these work, right? Because some people would like to put it on top, some people would like to put it in the action instruction below, to kind of make sure that the whole instruction is very clear and separated. So let's say if you have an instruction about an action, it doesn't affect the top level flow. But if you want to, you can also include the top level flow. You can also include all the action orchestrated in one single step in the top level flow as well in instruction. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can read about this best practice in one of our, I think, how to write an effective prompt.
Hope that answers your question, Khaled. Okay.
Mhm.
Paul's asking, what about other languages than English?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it definitely works. Definitely AI, it really depends on the AI capabilities itself. As the, at the current moment, I think, if I'm not wrong, OpenAI understands 200 plus languages, but there are definitely 100% cases where some languages don't perform as well as English. Why? It's because 99% of the internet's information is in English. That's why AI performs the best in English. However, that's not saying that it doesn't perform well if other languages. It does perform well, but definitely if 100%, if you want 100%, definitely English one outperforms all the other languages. So sadly, that's the case. I myself, I am, I'm a Malaysian Chinese, right? And sadly, it also doesn't take Chinese 100% well like English, but it can. However, the performance is still subjective. So
Yeah.
yeah.
the AI agent you guys just tested also can provide Malaysian slang as well, because we highlighted it's in Malaysia. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
So the colloquialness of the slang can be included into your AI agent. But of course, as Wilson said, do OpenAI have enough training data for that? That's another issue.
Yeah. That's another
Yeah.
issue. As the years go by, it does get a lot better. So I'm pretty sure with time it will only get better with other languages. But right now it already works well. I trust me when I say this, but right now it already works well because we have customers from Spanish speaking countries, uh from Middle East, from Russia and all that. It seems like it works already. So so yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Next question from Sam. Follow up. Does scraping through the knowledge source extend response time too?
Nope. Oh, well, if a response depends on knowledge source, then yes, right? But it also won't take that long, probably like 2 3 seconds, 1 2 seconds. Um, but the more knowledge source that you have doesn't mean that the response will get longer. For example, right now we have a 20 MB limit on each workspace for in terms of the amount of knowledge source, right? Even if you have 20 megabytes of text data, and that's a lot of text data, even you have 30 megabytes of text data, it also won't make your AI response slower at all. It's still the same, right? It depends solely on whether or not that response has a uh, knowledge source calling or not. So yeah, but it only extends by 2 3 seconds. I hope that's okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Tim, can we train the AI to read a link? Example, if someone sent me my landing page link and write, can you tell me more about the offer? Can I train the AI to respond to that?
So this is web search as well. So far we don't have this capability, but definitely if you need this capability, you can always go to the roadmap Kenny link there to kind of request this. We'll definitely look into it. I can tell you why we also don't do this is because a lot of times, actually not sometimes, but a lot of times, um, we do receive spammers, right? And we do, and not just us, but other customers as well. And those spammers sometimes will provide illicit links, right? And we're afraid that the solutions that we provide might actually crawl these links and actually introduce virus or something like that. We're not sure yet, but definitely something that we'll look into. Because we also got to understand the use case on your side, why this is, uh, how this can help your business, and we'll definitely look into it.
All right.
Mhm.
Please add it to Canning.
Hmm.
Okay, get to there. How do I choose which model?
Right now we use the best model, so GPT-5, right? And it's not GPT-5 mini, it's not GPT-5, what's the smallest one, micro, is it? It's GPT-5, right? The
So,
strongest one out there. So we think that choosing models which will choose the best for you. But yeah, if other models is something that you might think is needed. For example, I understand that some people or some customers might want Claude, might want Gemini, so on and so forth. That is definitely something we might want to look into. So let me know also on the Kenny requesting what other models that you might want to integrate. Then we'll take it from there as well. But just so you know, it's OpenAI GPT-5 right now, which is the best. I think the best model, one of the best model out there. So
all
yeah.
right. Next, I think this is a follow up from just now, Liman, to build workflows without using AI. So his
Without using.
previous sentence was, how can we realize what we do actually I use AI for building workflow? I just want to realize what I do and just do everything by myself.
To build workflows without using AI, oh, we have a workflow module, right? We have a workflow module, and actually, that's one of the reason why we want to build an AI agent feature right now, because workflows can get huge, right? I'm sure some of you have used Zapier, have used Make.com before, and of course, Respond.io, right? When it comes to a workflow builder, sometimes it can get too much, especially if you want a chatbot. And Respond.io, obviously, we are a chat platform. Definitely, a lot of people want to build chatbots within our system. But the problem with that is with a workflow builder is that it will get too big, way too big. But with AI agent, let's say you just want to collect an information and have some simple instructions of when this happened, do that. When this happened, do this. Right? AI agent can do that very simply, very well with just prompts without you going through a web of huge workflows in that case. So
All
yeah,
right.
hopefully that answers it.
Hopefully
But
that.
yeah, you can use workflow build. You can use our workflow module right now without AI. So
All
so yeah.
right. Hopefully that answers your question, Lehman. But if not, please ask a follow-up question. And if we still not sure, please reach out to our support team as well. We'll share a link to the chat. You can reach out to them. And I think sharing images and everything with more context to them will be better so that they can understand what you require. All right, follow-up question from Sam. What about closing conversations? Can it close idle conversations?
I get what you mean. Right now it works based. Oh, you mean like if it doesn't reply in 10 minutes, right, and then close the conversation, right, something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Or you could actually also add instructions of what to do if it remains idle for a specific time as well.
Yeah. Um, I don't want to spoil it for you, but this is something that we're working on right now. Um, yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, but you can. But I can tell you a bit of a time frame is I can tell you it's in weeks. That's all.
All right.
Uh, yeah, don't want to overpromise, but
Okay. Next, another question from Getutor. Can I set a delay for responses so that it looks like a human?
that is super interesting. We have received lots of feedback that people want as fast as possible response, like 2 3 seconds, 2 3 seconds. But there are people who want a delay as well. So we do have a canny request for this one, because we also want to gauge how much is this of a benefit, no problem that you guys want. So you guys can look into that. Just go to like the link just now and look for, I think, time delay or something like that. But it's definitely something that we are considering as well. Yeah.
All right.
However, most of the I can tell you most of the people would want a delay, which is quite interesting. Because previously it was all about like the delays is too much. But the split right now is that yep, delay is good because it looks like a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something interesting. Um, Also stay tuned because we are releasing something for this one, but I don't want to give false promises. But yeah,
Yeah. All right. Next question from Muhib. Can AI read emotion and intention level of a purchase from the conversation?
yes. But my advice to you, of course, if it's voice is different, but in text it's very hard to read emotions, right? I might write "yay," "hi," "happy," that kind of thing, but I might be very angry, right? So it's a bit hard to read emotions from text. But I know they are sometimes it's very obvious, like if someone is angry or not, or sarcastic even in text. So you can definitely say that. For example, if customer is frustrated, then assign to a team or not, right? Because a lot of people I know when they get frustrated, they will curse. So you can definitely look for these keywords or these also canonical terms from customers, especially if they curse, take it that they are frustrated, then do something else. So that's definitely something you can do.
All right. Next from Ryan. Can I make a prompt where AI agent will respond if a customer is idle for X minutes?
Weeks. Just wait a few weeks. Just wait a few
Okay.
weeks.
All right. Next question. Another one from Get to There. Can I set an AI agent update meta field without sending any response to the client?
Oh, this is also something interesting. Um, we have received this response feedback before that they don't want to actually send a message and then update a contact field or so on and so forth. It's a bit hard for us to do this because our architecture requires a response. Um, but definitely, it is something possible. However, is even I myself is very unclear how the scenario could look like. So if you could provide us some use cases that doesn't require a response, but you still want to update a contact field or something, please let us know, because it's definitely something in my purview that because I received this feedback before that they just want to update certain contact fields, right? So if you have the use case, please let us know, especially in the Canny request as well. So yeah, but right now I can tell you it will send out a response no matter what. So a response can have multiple actions, but if you want it to take an action, it will have to send a response. So yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Next question of F. Taking your example, what would be the limit regarding the number of cars the AI could provide information for? I remember that in the past there was a limit.
Example, what would be the limit regarding the number of cars that would provide? I remember that in the past there was a limit. No, there's no limit anymore. Because right now our knowledge source, you can even upload a CSV knowledge source, right? So that's the setup that I will recommend, right? If you have a CSV of, let's say, the first column car model, right? Second is price, the third column is like in stock number. You can have a lot of car models inside, because it can take CSV already. And how it works is that our knowledge crawler would exactly look for the exact how would you say exact brand number, or the brand itself, and exactly get this information. It doesn't matter how much cars you have, as long as they are clear enough what car it is, description of the car, so on and so forth, so AI can actually find it, right? So right now we have 20 megabytes of limit. Previously it was characters, so I understand that might be very limited, but we increase it in a way that it looks at file sizes instead of number of characters. So 20 megabytes of file data equates to about 20,000 characters. Previously, it was 20 million characters, somewhat, right? Because previously, if I'm not wrong, it was like 1 million characters or something. So we times it by 20. So you guys can put as many information as you want.
All right. Okay. I have my inventory of cars in Udo ERP. Can I give that as a knowledge source to AI so that it gives replies according to that?
So right now, our knowledge source is a static file. You can only upload static files or even websites. So if there is a website front or you can export it as a as a knowledge source, then that would be great. You can't really connect it to the database like a cloud database for now. But it's definitely something that we want to look at as well. But the only workaround that you have when you have it inside an ERP is you have to export it as a knowledge source. But you can export it as a CSV and you can just upload from there. Hopefully that works though. Yeah.
How?
Compared to detail. Yeah, sometimes I mean it's hallucination, right? It's hallucination. We're definitely working on the architecture so that hallucination is definitely better. But if I'm not wrong, the fictional AI agent that I have, I probably don't have a boundary to say do not mention any other competitors. So that was my part. And that's why I recommend everyone to iterate your prompts as much as possible, especially when it comes to the boundaries, when it comes to the top level flows, so on and so forth. If you see something that didn't work, you have to quickly go to the what's it called, the AI prompts, and exactly give the instructions that what you don't want it to do when it comes to the boundaries. So yes, it's natural for AI to hallucinate from time to time because its purpose is to help you as much as possible, right? And if giving you competitors help you, sure, right? But it's my fault because on my side I didn't give it a boundary to not say competitors. So that's definitely something that I would have to do if it's a real business, right? So yeah, boundaries, guys, boundaries.
All right. Next. So access to web is not online. This is a huge limitation. What are plans to make that online?
Good question. So one thing that we are looking at right now is for AI to make HTTP requests, right, instead of a web search, because web search it has a few limitations. But if you want a dynamic data, like dynamic data, we would very much recommend an endpoint for AI to crawl the knowledge, to send a, for example, request to this endpoint to get the information from there, right? For example, stock checking, for example, stock information or product information, right? So it's definitely something that we're working on right now, which is giving AI an HTTP endpoint. If MCP is something that you're familiar with, also let us know, because we also want to gather how familiar people are with MCP, and see how we can proceed from there. Because I understand MCP is definitely the somewhat becoming a standard for AI endpoints. So yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Yusuf, follow up. HTML. What is Yusuf's previous question? Let me check. Can we connect tools to the agent? So he's asking
Sorry,
about what about HTML?
can we connect what? Sorry,
Tools to the agent. That was his previous question, and this follow up is asking follow up HTML question mark.
HTML is a document, right?
It's a format.
Yeah, don't really get this. But if it's the HTML document or something, it can be. Sorry, I'm not very clear what this is. I'm not very techy as well. Sorry. But if you could provide more information on this one, that would be great.
Yeah.
Especially, or if you have any questions, you can always ask our support team. Then even I can clarify through them. And also, if you have any feature requests, you can also go to Kenny request as well, because I'm not sure what this HTML thing. I'm sorry about this. Yeah.
All right, Sandy. Hello. I have a lot of build workflows on Respond right now. How can I ensure that the AI agent doesn't conflict with my existing workflow?
This is a bit hard to, because how can I make sure is the only way you can do this is to test it, right? How does it conflict and whatnot? So it's a bit of how you build AI agent and your existing workflow. I hope on our end, AI agent can replace your existing workflow, right? I think that's the ultimate goal as well, because workflows can get very very big. And AI agents, you can just give it a prompt to do something very very simple, right? But how can it conflict is definitely something that we are aware of, and a lot of people have faced conflicts before. But that's why we provide as much help as you want, as you need. So you can always contact our support whenever there is something failing or the conflicts become drastic, right? Right now, it's only through testing. When you do when you use AI agents, see what it conflicts and whatnot. But I understand how many workflows you have, and that's why again we have a support team that you can always utilize on your end.
All right.
Okay.
Next question from Paul. Can the sales agent link to a specific product on my web store if in its answer?
Yes, as long as it's in knowledge source, yes.
All right.
Mhm.
Cool. Savdi. Can AI agent understanding Khmer knowledge source?
Noise KHMER.
It's a
That.
Cambodian language.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it a website or?
No, no,
Oh,
I think it's meaning the knowledge source is in the Khmer language.
oh, language.
Yeah.
This I'm not sure, because never heard of this language myself. Um, you might have to find this online, because we're using OpenAI, and see if it actually works. Language. Uh, but yeah, I can't really answer this one because I'm not very familiar with this language. I'm sorry.
All right.
Do you understand? I'm also asking ChatGPT if it understands that. But yeah, um, As long as it's supported by OpenAI, then yes.
Yes, that's the best answer we can give.
Yeah.
When will knowledge source characters be increased?
When?
Mhm.
Oh, when will the knowledge base characters be increased, as in the knowledge source characters?
I think it's the same thing as increasing it more than 5,000 characters.
Oh, you also, that's the instruction. Instruction we're also planning to increase. I can't really tell you when, but I can tell you that you can expect it in weeks as well. But for knowledge source, we already increased it up to 20 megabytes. So that one is already live. Mhm.
All right, next question from Awesome. I'm applying AI for travel agency and the results good so far. Question one, what is the best way to arrange the data for the knowledge base to make it simple to read by the AI agent? Is there a limit to the number of AI agents we can create?
Yes, 20. So what is the best way to arrange the data for knowledge base to make it simple to read by the AI agent? I see. Okay, so we have a if you go through our knowledge base, was it KB help center? Sorry, our help center. Also, if you can put the link there. But if you go through our help center, we have exactly a guide on how to write up a good knowledge source. So hopefully that helps you answer question one. The second, is there a limit to the number of AI agents we can create? Yes, 20 AI agents per workspace, and this is workspace level, right? So hopefully 20 is enough. Um, if you can, it's like hiring 20 more people. So I think that's quite interesting. Hopefully 20 is enough.
All right, next. It should be good if next time we can have a webinar about how useful and powerful of NNN.
Should be good if next time we can have a webinar about how useful and powerful at NAN. I'm sure NAN has a webinar of their own for this one.
If it's about NAN, our NAN integration, yeah, we can have that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can think of something of, especially connecting our platform to NAN, right? How our platform plays well with NAN is probably something that we can think of in the future.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Next question from Vivi. Tips for writing AI instructions aside from the one you shared in your help center documentation.
Tips are already there. What other tips? Let me think. Clear, concise structure, and then I've also talked about that instructions you can put it either in the main instruction or below. Okay, one tip is that you can also give as much examples as possible. So the technical term here is called few short example. But I won't bombard you with like technical terms. But basically, you can just give example. For example, greet the customer like this: "Hello there, welcome to something something." Right. So if you give as much examples as possible, AI can always reference to them. Right. So this is one tip from my side. To always give examples, and in the future when we have a higher character limit, hopefully this can be utilized by giving it more instructions, more examples to refer to. Because one example that we found working very well is do let's say in boundaries you say, or do not give competitor names. You can give an example to say, if the customer asks any other competitors, you can say, we are the best. You don't need to refer to any other competitors or something like that. So give as many examples as you want, so that AI can use them as reference. So yeah.
All right. Next question from Alex. This is game changing for our business. Please keep up the rapid development. Let me know if you need beta testing.
Testing is very interesting. If you can like drop an email there, we can see how it works.
Yeah, please reach out to us and say you want to be a beta tester,
Yeah,
Alex.
especially with our support, or just reach out to our support. It would be nice, and they'll
Yeah.
probably refer to me. So
All
yeah.
right. Follow up. Can you reference a knowledge source in the prompt?
This is also something that received before. Short answer, no. I'm gonna be honest with you, no. But you can tell AI what to look for. Okay, so let's say you have a knowledge source called book A and book B. You can't really tell AI, hey, look for this information in book A, but if it's that one, look for book B. But what you can tell AI is, look, when you are asked this question, okay, you can tell AI, when you are asked this question, look for keywords like something something, which is mostly found in book A, and something something, which is mostly found in book B. So the keyword is the keyword. I get it. Is the keyword that you want AI to look for in that knowledge source is something that you can put in your prompts, not the knowledge source name. So yeah,
All right.
hope that helps.
All right. Get tutor asking. So AI agent can replace workflows now. Can AI agent send out templates?
No, it can't send out templates. You mean like web WhatsApp templates, right?
Yeah, I think that's the
And
only.
there's a and there's a very good reason for that. Is that we don't the thing is, WhatsApp is very easy to get banned, right? And we are very careful when it comes to creating AI that can reach out to other uh, people just like that, like spamming other people or something. So we are very careful when it comes to templates because we need that. Right now, when customers talk to an AI, that means that they want to talk to someone. And then if AI replied, and it's best if you also tell the customer that you are an AI, so we don't, um, then the AI would have consent that okay, I want to talk to an AI, right? You may also have a question about this one because we really want to prevent illicit use of our platform. But definitely it's something that we are looking at. If an AI agent should be able to send out a template, especially outreaching, right? So do let me know your use case. We can see how to design this also, and see how we can proceed with this.
All right.
Mhm.
Amiruddin, can the AI agent automatically assign to specific lifecycle categories based on the keywords that the customer sent out?
Yes, very good question, and yes, very easy. So you can tell AI agent to update to a certain life cycle if the customer mentioned, something something. But my advice is instead of using keywords, use intent. For example, the customer has specifically confirmed that they want to look for something, then assign a life cycle. Or the customer has specifically confirmed the booking date and time, which was the demo that I found this, which was the demo that I provided just now. That's a better logic than keywords, because keyword, it can be a small keyword somewhere like suddenly saying something. So yeah, I would advise using intent based instead of keyword based, but keyword based also works.
All right. Atim, can I train AI to respond with landing page link? Example, if a customer inquire about 2 bedrooms, so can AI share information with landing page link?
Yes. So my advice to this is, for example, a CSV. You have the bedroom, let's say name, I guess, some description. You can also have a link there, and if you have a link, AI can see it, and it will definitely just share the link. So that's very easy.
All right.
Mhm.
Next question, Muhib. Can AI just share files? For example, can I share a specification in PDF format and photos as PNG whenever customer asks for it?
So right now, no, but we do want AI to be able to trigger workflows, and in workflows, you can send files, right? So that is the workflow. Get it? The workflow that we want to enable in the future, and it's also something that you can look forward to. I would say not in weeks, but probably in months. Yeah, just
Okay.
to bit of
You're a bit
expectation.
muffled now, Wilson. Can you?
Sorry.
You're a bit muffled just now.
Oh, sorry. Hello, hello. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can expect that soon, but not very, very soon. Just to manage some expectations here. But yeah, we understand this use case. We have this in our purview, and yeah, hopefully soon.
All right. F, taking your example, so the way to introduce the cars in the knowledge source will need to be a table with different fields for specific features. It should not be by car in, let's say, a Word document describing them.
So the way to introduce the cars in Australia will need to be a table with different fields for specific features. It should not be car by car in, let's say, a Word document describing that. No, but that, yeah, you can, because right now we enable CSV upload, right? If you want a table, it's also definitely possible. And if you can furnish the table with as much information as you can, that is also possible. Yeah.
All right. Okay, follow up from Sandy. Will the AI agent intervene in the conversation only when I call it? However, can I control or define when it gets involved in the chats?
Okay, so the AI only comes into play when you assign to it. Yeah, when you assign to it. But before it comes into play, you can still utilize some workflows or some logics, but those are deterministic and those are not AI related. So again, it only comes in when it's assigned, and how you want it to be assigned. That's a logic that you might have to define.
Yep. All right. I think that is the last question we have. Hopefully, everyone's questions is answered. And yeah, thank you everyone for attending.
Okay.
If you have any follow up questions, please reach out to our support and they can answer any questions you have as well. Then just link to the support here in the chat. Yeah, you can reach out to them via WhatsApp as well. Hopefully, you guys had a good time, and we look forward to see you create amazing AI agents as well. Okay,
All right. Thank you, guys.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you.